In this video, we are going to be looking at a tricky type of paragraph argument. And what I mean by that is the conclusion is worded in this really subtle way. And when we get to the answers, we forget that conclusion. And we have this general conclusion in our heads, and we, of course, gravitate to an answer choice, and it's the wrong one. And that's because we forgot the specific conclusion. So let's take a look at this paragraph argument. Recently, Apex Co. has begun drilling off the coast of Mycondia. In this time, the number of aquatic animals that end up on the beach, coated in oil and other products, has increased dramatically. Nonetheless, no Peterson's loggerhead turtles, tortoise common in the waters off the coast of Mycondia, have washed upon shore. Apex Co's public relations claim that while some of the byproducts are clearly harmful to aquatic life, the lack of Peterson's loggerhead turtles washed ashore suggests that not all the aquatic life there is adversely affected. So let's underline that conclusion. Lack of Peterson's loggerhead turtles washed ashore suggests that not all aquatic life is adversely affected. It's really important to remember that, as you'll see here in a moment. Why? Well, let's go to the answer choices. And this can often happen when we deal with more difficult questions. And I think the lesson here is an advanced lesson. So these types of questions are rare at the medium level, slightly more common at the difficult level, meaning the most difficult verbal section, and probably non-existent on the easiest verbal section. Let's take a look at A. The Peterson's loggerhead turtle has never been seen washed upon the shores of Mycondia. Now, if you read the question, it says, which of the following, if true, casts the most doubt on the argument? Now, you may look at this and superficially say, well, here we have a problem where these animals are washing on shore. Clearly, Apex Co. is a bad company. It's causing these animals to wash up on shore, and therefore with the PR person says, oh, well, not all the animals are adversely affected, we want to disagree with them. And we look at A and say, well, does that provide us enough information? And we see the Peterson's loggerhead turtle has never been seen washed upon the shores of Mycondia. And you think, well, maybe, but maybe not. I want something to show these Apex Co people are definitely lying. And so you either get rid of it or put a question mark next to it. Now let's go to B. Sea otters are the most commonly beached animals, followed by dolphins. So we're talking here about beached animals and these two specific beached animals. Notice the prompt, though, was talking about the Peterson's loggerhead turtle, and the turtle has been seen in the waters off the coast of Mycondia before, but B doesn't actually deal with the turtle. And again, go back and look at that conclusion. What is that conclusion saying? That conclusion is saying the lack of Peterson's loggerhead turtles washed ashore suggests that all aquatic life there is adversely affected. So we want to make sure that we're focusing on the turtles. We get rid of B. There's C. Many of the animals that are beached are saved by environmental groups, which later release them into the water not affected by Apex Co drilling. Again, we're dealing with the subset of animals that are affected, that wash on shore, where the Peterson's loggerhead turtle has not been seen on shore, washed on shore, covered in oil like these other animals are. And so we want to make sure that we deal with the turtle that doesn't fall into this group. And therefore, this group of many of the animals here that are beached on shore, we don't really care about. Sure, it's a great thing that they're being saved, but it doesn't relate to the conclusion. Let's take a look at D. There have been no reports of beached cephalopods, which are common in the waters off the coast of Mycondia. Very similar in that we're shifting from turtles to cephalopods, or squiddy-looking things. Now, this, that is answer choice D, sounds like it's helping out Apex Co public relations, saying, well, not all animals are adversely affected, and here we have this beached cephalopod, and, it's not washed up on shore, so maybe that's fine. But again, we want to make sure that we're not just focusing on the conclusion, but looking at the type of question, which here is most doubt, meaning a weakened question, so we can get rid of D. Then there's E. Apex Co has also drilled off the coast of Sylvania, which witnessed some of its local aquatic life wash ashore. Now this may be tempting, probably the most tempting, if you forget the conclusion, meaning, well, Apex Co is bad, they cause animals to wash on shore. Look what happened before. It happened in this other place. They also washed on shore. That is, when Apex Co started drilling, animals covered in oil washed on shore. And that sounds like what's going on here. So the PR person is lying, cast the most doubt. But wait a second. We care about what? The connection between the fact that there are loggerhead turtles in the water, but according to the PR person, none of them have washed on shore. Therefore, not all animals there are adversely affected. That is the argument. That is the conclusion that is being made here. Therefore, E is out. And before you eliminate A, which is basically the title of this video, eliminating all answers, remember I put a question mark there because it seemed like something we can eliminate that didn't really make sense, but it is actually the answer. Why? Well, think of it this way. The Peterson's loggerhead has never washed upon the shore. So now the person is using this evidence that, hey, our drilling operations don't hurt all the animals isn't fair because the loggerhead turtle never washes on shore. So it could be affected. Maybe it doesn't wash on shore when oil sweeps over it. Maybe it just falls deeper in the water. We don't know. But the fact that there are no loggerhead turtles washed upon shore doesn't mean that the turtle, or by extension, all animals have not been adversely affected if the turtle has never been seen washed upon the shores in the first place. And therefore, A is our answer. Again, difficult question. Only going to see this type of question at the higher levels. Make sure to underline that conclusion. And of course, you can't necessarily do that on a computer screen when you're taking the test, but always go back and look at the conclusion, kind of underline it in your mind so that you are not tricked by tempting answer choices and the correct answer choice you don't eliminate but are actually able to get.